It is a traveling day. I am headed to Toronto for 3 days, and I just want to show you how much stuff I am bringing with me for a trip to Toronto for 3 days. Can you see that? Hold on. That is what I am bringing for a trip to Toronto for 2 nights. I'm leaving today, it's Sunday, and I'm coming back on Tuesday. I clearly have a problem. Anyway, I am going to record a cool video with my friend Evangelia, and since I'm going to be just driving for 6 hours and stopping at identical rest stations, I thought today would be a good day to do the Q&A. So, some_poser from Instagram says, "Your voice is amazing. When are you planning to drop a Fire album?" Thank you, some poser. I actually have 3 Fire albums already dropped, so you can check those out. I'm planning on probably releasing a 4th album at the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next year, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so now we're gonna get ready to go, and we'll answer these questions as the day unfolds. Here we are in Ingleside at one of the en route rest stops on the 401. It's currently 11:45. I still have roughly 4 hours of driving to do. So next question. Sahiri on Instagram says, "Amazing vocals, keep it up. I don't have much of a serious question, but wanted to ask, how do I make my bilingual album get its noticed?" Well, I think that's a serious question. Short answer, I don't know. I have, as I said in the previous question, 3 albums, and I wouldn't really say that they've been noticed at all, except by my small group of fans, which I very much appreciated. I would say hire a publicist. That's probably the most efficient method of getting your album noticed. You know, find one who caters to your genre of music. If you're trying to go the DIY route, all you can do is be active on social media and you know, post your album wherever you can and send it to blogs and review sites and magazines and radio stations yourself. And I mean, there's also tons and tons of articles online about DIY publicity, so I would check those out. Let's get back on the road.
It's 2:45. There's no one in the place except you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. I've got a little story that you ought to know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. So make it one for my baby and one more for the road.
This is probably the busiest en route on the 401, Mallorytown. You can see there's just people everywhere. So question 3. Oh no. Batu-K on Twitter asks, "Who are your inspirations?" Yeah, I don't really have, like, you know, people who I'm striving to be like. There are lots of singers that I admire and whose music I'm inspired by, but in terms of like my career, I don't really know. I'm trying to sort of forge my own path right now. But my favorite singers definitely, oh, there are people coming. Oh my gosh. My favorite singers are probably Carmen McRae, Sarah Vaughan, Betty Carter, probably in that order. And then in the more modern ones, Norma Winstone, Nancy King, Mark Murphy. There's a big long list. Yeah, so check those singers out if you don't know them already. All right, back on the road. Check it out, it's like the identical shot, but now we're in Napanee. That is what the 401 is like. It's like somebody messed up with the clone tool in Photoshop. Okay, time for another question. Craig Simmons on Instagram asks, "How does it feel to have finished your studies?" Well, Craig, I'm actually not finished my studies. I just finished the year 2 of a 3 to 4 year program. So I'm going to be doing 4 years. So I'm only halfway actually. Although this is my second undergraduate degree, so I can tell you what it felt like the first time to be finished my studies. It felt amazing because I did not like being in school. Now I like being in school. So actually when I finished the year, I was just like, time to do projects, yay! And then when I go back to school, I'm like, yay, time to go back to school. I'm just ecstatic all the time to be going to school and having a great time. So yeah, that is how it feels. All right, let's get back on the road.
I've got the routine, so drop another nickel in the machine. I'm feeling so bad, I hope you'll make the music dreamy and sad.
I'm in Port Hope now, and it's about 3 o'clock. Next question. Daryl Bennett on Twitter asks, do you feel an urge to be a voice for people with disabilities? If so, what steps are you taking for awareness or advocacy? Great question. Short answer, no, I don't feel an urge to be a voice for people with disabilities, mostly because I'm invisibly disabled. I think if I had a visible disability, you know, I might feel an urge to speak. Although I do take steps for awareness and advocacy nonetheless, such as, you know, writing articles about how artists can make their shows more accessible, things like that. Maybe I'll talk more about my disability in another video. Maybe I'll do another question actually before I head out, because I think this is my last break before we head into town, because it's about an hour. Charles Lowe on Twitter asks, what is your technique for finding your scat sounds over an instrumental transcription? Any advice for vocal transcriptions? Great question, Charles. I don't know. I don't really have a strategy. I mostly just listen to the type of sound that the horn is making. Like if a horn is going bwee, then you say bwee, or if it's ba, then you say ba. And certain vowel sounds are going to sound like a E sound is going to sound more higher, and an ah sound is going to sound lower. So, you know, if you listen to the transcription video that I posted, you'll hear whenever the horn is really low, I'm going ba vo ha da ba da wee ah. But as soon as it's up high, you know, that kind of thing. In terms of like how to do runs and stuff like that, I learned most of what I learned from the book Scat by Bob Stoloff. That's a great book. So there's lots of information in that. I would highly recommend checking that out. And in terms of vocal transcriptions, I mean, you can really go through it slowly and like write underneath each syllable exactly what the singer is doing. And I don't think you're going to ever sound exactly like that singer, but it's a really great exercise. I love transcriptions. Highly recommend them. Okay, we're on our way. Let's go.
Could tell you a lot, but you've got to be true to your code. So make it one for my baby and one more for the road.
We made it. Wow.
Great
I
time
made it.
you made. Wow.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what happens when you drive recklessly.
What brings it back?
Yes, all we need is that giant bag that has the beast of a camera. Hello. Oh my God, you are even more handsome than I remember. Oh my gosh. Meow. Oh, your cats are so cute.
I know. Is that Joey?
Hey. Hi. So I made it. I'm here in Evangelia's home, and now it's time for the last question from the Q&A. Do you mind with the whistling?
I'm so sorry. I am actually not allowed to whistle at home. Sebastian is like, it hurts my ears. I'm like, you're a wiener, and I can't deal with you.
The last question is from Facebook, from Evangelia Cambitas, and it says, Where do you start when writing a new song, both lyrically and musically, but more musically, question mark? Well, how about you answer that question first, Angie, since it's your question.
I don't know the answer to the question because I'm asking you.
Well, how do you do it? You write songs.
I struggle to write songs, let's be clear. I tend to write lyrics first, just because I find words come a little more naturally to me
too.
Than music.
What are you doing right now?
Well, I mean, see? The leg was stuck, so I'm just trying to... so yeah, I try to like...
You've been writing songs since, like, before I started writing songs, like even like, how old were you? 12, 15, whatever?
I wrote my first song when I was 16. It was not good. You remember that one?
No? How did it go?
You were just a dream. And Chet played on it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What was my first song? It was
Oh
like...
my god, I'm pretty sure I have the lyric sheet here. The storm rolls.
Oh yeah, the
south
storms, da 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 da. Da, 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 da,
yeah, I literally have your handwriting somewhere in here with those lyrics. And you wrote the one that was like...
Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna say. Oh,
time seems to stop
when I'm here in your embrace, babe.
I start typically with words, and then I will sit at the piano or when I don't have claws. Pick up my guitar.
Look at those nails.
I know, the nail whisperer. Follow him on Instagram.
Oh my god, those are beautiful. This is what I'm rocking right now, like nail bitten.
But see, you can play the piano.
You can.
When I try to play, it's
you can also get a fungal infection under your...
That's awful. This is Knox driving me.
You're still the only person who calls me that.
As I should be, since I coined it. You're welcome. Featuring, that's what you're in my phone as, so...
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No wonder you never forget. So where are we headed right now, Benji?
We're going to the Red Sandcastle Theater, where it is the closing night of my show.
I'm so excited.
Hashtag Her Story Counts.
I just drove 6 hours to see the show.
Yes, you did.
So Benji just left me to go hang out backstage and get ready for the play, and now I'm gonna go line up, and I can't wait to see her. The Red Sandcastle Theater is so cool. It's just one room. You walk in, you're in the theater. There's no box office. There's no alcove. There's no lobby. It's just like the most grassroots DIY cool theater ever. And check it out. This is the washroom. And I think it might also be the green room because there's a bar in it. Just walk through my shot.
You're welcome.
Well, I think this is where I'm going to close for the night. The production that Benji was in was really incredible. I'm too moved to give a review at this moment, but I'm really glad I caught the closing night. Anyway, now I'm off to my sister's place to sleep for the rest of my life as usual, and I will see you tomorrow.
So make it one for my baby and one more for the road. For the road. For the road. For the road.
That was 15 years ago. We are so old.
Oh my
We are
god.
so old.